Hi, my name is Sue Schneider, and it has been my honor and privilege to serve at St. Mark's Church as the senior warden for over 6 years. Last week, you received notification that Father Peter Swore and his family will be leaving St. Mark's in mid-November to answer a call at Trinity Church in Portland, Maine. As you can imagine, this announcement was met with a wide variety of emotions. There were many well wishes and joy expressed at the fact that they would be returning to their childhood home and to their family. There was gratitude expressed for the common ministry that we've shared over the past 11 years. But there was also shock and sadness and loss and fear. And that's the reason I'm speaking to you today. I'm hoping to tell you a little bit about the next steps in this transition in the hopes of alleviating some of the fear that naturally comes with any kind of transition of this sort. Your wardens and your vestry have been busy at work putting in plans that will provide for a smooth transition during this time. As a matter of fact, your wardens, myself and Peter Fairman, who is our junior warden, met with a representative from the diocese just this week, and they assured us that they are going to be there for us to provide support and guidance as we go through this process. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to happen in the short term, and then we can talk a little bit more about the long-term plans. In the short term, in the next 6 or so weeks before Father Peter leaves, we're going to be assembling a transition team. As a matter of fact, we hope to assemble them within the next week or so. Now, this is a new concept for any of you who may have gone through a transition of clergy before. It's a group of people who would be gathered together who have gifts and skills that would help them support the congregation as we go through this time. You know, having a caring presence, people who can connect people and keep people knowing that they belong here. And so we're going to be assembling a group of people who will do just that. They will find opportunities to bring people together. They'll kind of be the eyes and ears for the vestry if anyone falls away, and we can reach out to them. So this is going to be a really vital team as far as keeping the connectedness of our congregation. But they're going to have another role as well. They're going to help us with the clergy and keeping the clergy involved and connected. So what that will mean is for Father Peter and the Swore family, as they take leave of us, they're going to help us put together a meaningful goodbye, a time when we can reconnect, share good stories, and say, best wishes in your new ministry. They're also going to help us with new clergy that come in to make sure that they're familiar with the congregation and able to serve us in the best way that they can. So this transition team will hopefully be assembled in the next week or so, and you'll start to hear information about the plans that they're making. Additionally, Father Peter and I, along with other members of the vestry, are going to be meeting with ministry teams to just kind of tie up any loose ends and also to make plans going forward so that these ministries can continue. Things like the finance team, certainly building and grounds, and not least of which, worship. Our worship has been different over this last period of time because of the pandemic. But regardless, we want to make a seamless transition in worship so that everyone can still engage at St. Mark's Church in the ways that they're able, whether it's live stream or some in-person worship together. So we'll be working to make sure that we can ensure that still happens. Now, on the long term, what will happen is after we have this joyful and possibly tearful goodbye to the Swore family, then the vestry will get to work in conjunction with the diocese, namely the canon to the ordinary, Rich Simpson, will be coming and speaking to the vestry and giving us some options, whether we should choose a priest in charge or if we should search for a rector. Whichever route the vestry discerns is right for this congregation, that will jettison into who we pick and what type of clergy we have in the middle time. Whether we have somebody or maybe a number of people coming and giving us supply clergy, well, being here a week or two or periodically, or somebody who is an interim priest, and that would be a longer term commitment. And in addition to that, once we know the direction we're going in, that will dictate what kind of research we have to do and also what the search team should look like. So again, transition team is going to happen short term so that we can have a meaningful goodbye to the Swore family, and then we'll start the work of discerning which direction we should call a priest from, and then also what the search team will look like. The wardens and vestry are committed to keeping our communication open with you. So what will happen is you'll receive periodic updates on information, any new developments, any decisions that are made. But as always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to speak to me, to Peter Fairman, or any of the vestry members, and they will relay your questions or concerns back. This time is change, and change is hard. But we're going to do everything we can to not make it fearful change and more expectant change, because we know that God is present here at St. Mark's Church. And we have loved and cherished the time we had with the Swore family. But we know God has other things planned for us. So our hope is to turn this time into something that is not very pleasant, into something that is expectant and happy and joyful as we look forward to welcoming new priests into our midst. May God bless you and keep you. May you be safe. And I look forward to the next time we speak.